The Mason Building in Bowling Green, Ohio. What exactly happens here? Well, on Thursday and Friday nights, a group called the Frequency Mutineers meets here and DJs gothic and industrial music. I met with their charismatic leader, Dr. Thanatos, to get the scoop on what exactly happens here. Alright, Dr. Thanatos, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm Dr. Thanatos. I run Frequency Mutineers. It's part of a larger organization called A-Formation. It's based in Ann Arbor, but we run around Bowling Green a lot because everyone cool I've ever met, I've met here in Bowling Green. I think something interesting that's happened to me was that I was really normal, like conventional, like Abercrombie and Fitch or yuppie. In my generation, we called it yuppie. I think in your generation, you call it like Abercrombie and Fish or something.
Right,
Fish,
yeah, something like that.
Okay, like preppy or something like that. That was me up until 25. And then I got this phone call. And the phone call said, hey, your father's been in an accident and you need to come to the hospital. So I'm driving to the hospital and they called again. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, your sister was in the accident too and she broke her neck and she's in a coma. So I'm just like, it was just a complete 180-degree change in my life because my dad died and my sister just barely came out of the coma. So I think that's kind of was the beginning of the end that is Thanatos. Because up until that point I was this guy, Brian, just a normal, conventional guy. And I got really, really depressed because I was really close to my father. And the only way I could really deal with death was by becoming death. So I chose a new name for myself, which is Thanatos, which is the Greek god of life and death. And when I became death, like the Reaper, then I could kind of come to terms with my dad's death. And I felt better about things and I started to move on. And I started to use death as a tool to motivate myself to live hard.
We're here in your world headquarters, and
Right.
I just want to know, what do you and your students actually do here?
Okay. One of the things I'm really proud of, Mike, is that when I first started these projects, I've been working on this dream for 20 years. And when I first started, I used my charisma to kind of manipulate people into my dreams. And what I'm trying to do now is listen closely to the students. They're really not the students. I mean, they're just team members, but, because I have a PhD and everything, and they're younger and whatever, and they want to learn a lot, I call them the students. But they have their own dreams, and what we're doing is combining their dreams and my kind of vision.
So, what exactly, like on a normal, say, Friday night, what do the people that come here, what do they exactly do?
Well, they come from a lot of different backgrounds. So, like on Friday nights is actually my favorite gig because it's the equalizer, and the reason it's called equalizer is because everyone's supposed to be treated as an equal. So it's all ages, all critters, so we have animals, and we have all genders, we have men and women, and then we have all genres. So we have people from hip-hop culture, people from industrial culture, people from pop music culture, and they all kind of come together. Little kids run around and play Darth Vader, with their lightsabers and things like that. And we have critters, dogs and chameleons and parakeets here. So it's all different kinds of things.
And what kind of projects do you guys put on? What exactly are they?
Well, we have gigs, a lot of gigs. So we have gigs on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So we take Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays off to kind of chill.
Really?
So get away from each other. We can
Personal.
kind of get on each other's nerves. So.
What kind of people are in this group? Is there any specific kinds of people, or is it just
welcome?
any common?
Everyone's welcome. I mean, actually, I have not. We were just talking about this tonight at our meeting. We had a meeting earlier tonight, and there's a kid that's kind of has mental illness, and he's kind of causing some trouble. And the question is, should we ban him? And we've never done that. Like, we've never prevented anyone from coming. In fact, last night at our gig, some of our enemies were there, and the first thing I did is ran and give them a hug. You know what I mean? So like, everyone's welcome, but there does seem to be a certain type of person that's attracted to us.
What is the philosophy behind Frequency Mutineers?
Well, I think it's mostly, I always say using music as a tool to make positive changes, but really that's a scam. Like the music aspect's a complete scam. It's really just about a bunch of people getting together and trying to do something positive with their time. Because actually I love the NBA, and if you leave me alone, I'll sit around and watch basketball because I have every NBA game on every night. So I have this special package, and I'll just waste all night doing that. But if somebody calls me and say, hey, there's a balcony and we could get up there and we could DJ and we could have Valentine, our photographer, photo it, I'll do that instead. And that's part of the reason I did it. Because when I first inherited my money, I just lived on the beaches of Hawaii and stuff and just wasted my life away. And I got really disgusted with myself and all the people I was hanging out with. And I started doing projects like this, just to do something more positive.
Well, thank you, Dr. Thanatos, for your time.
It's a pleasure, Mike, anytime. If you need more, let me know.
Will do. Thank
Sweet.
you.